Hello guys, this is Lucky. Today I'm going to show you my gear and build for a cooldown reduction Archon wizard. I do play on hardcore mode, which hopefully would be helpful, as this build is a little different from most others that are shown out there. Your gear wise might be similar, so let's go right into it. So we'll start the game, and a quick side note is that I have tested several different elements, mainly arcane, frost, frost cold, and fire. I've come to a conclusion that I'm currently using arcane, and arcane does yield the highest damage output of the three. I'll put up my buffs here. So it seems like my sheet DPS is fairly low. Partially because it does not take into account the increased elemental damage from some of these items that I have. I do have 73% arcane damage increase. That would not be shown here, and that based on playing hardcore, I'm more stuck into having your defensive, your passives and skills. So let's start off with the gear, and then we'll go into the skills. So I'm going to refer to the term CDR quite a bit. That just means cooldown reduction. So this born set, which includes the shoulders and the weapon in this case, has the shoulders has 8% CDR, which is the max that you can get, and all the other stats I racked up with the highest defensive stats that I could get. With the weapon, there's 10% max CDR you can get. I have 9%. I don't feel like I should keep spending money to reroll on this one. Although it does have really good initial stats, as you can see, the weapon damage and the max intelligence and a socket. Unfortunately, you cannot get the plus 10% damage. In this case, you either have to have the intelligence or the plus 10% damage that you see most people rolling on their weapons, because you have to sacrifice one of them for the CDR in this case. The 3-piece Veer set, I got the pants, gloves, and the chest. The pants, if you have the boots instead, then you can use the Captain Crimson's pants instead. Because I have really good pants here, as you can see, basically max stats. I decided to use the Captain's belt and boots instead. For the gloves, the ideal stats would really be to have intelligence, crit hit damage, crit hit chance, and CDR. In this case, that's why this is looks like it's pretty good stats, but it could be better. I would rather have the crit hit damage over the resistance to all elements. So going up here, I have the 2-piece all guild set. I do actually have a better raw stat helm, and it's right here in my stash. You can see that this helm right here in my stash has more intelligence, more vitality, and it does less. Why I chose this one instead is because of a secondary effect of its crowd control reduction of 33%, and with the same applies to the SOJ here. I do have another arcane damage SOJ that actually has higher intelligence and higher CDR, up to 8%. Of course, when you're playing hardcore, because I don't have any immune items such as ice climbers or some of the amulets, I really need some crowd control reduction. So just these two pieces to 33% each, it brought me 55% crowd control reduction, which is decent, and which would help me get by you're not dying most of the time. Most of the debate is really on the amulet here. This is really good roll on a Moonlight Ward. As you can see, you're pretty close to max on most of these stats, and of course, the one downside is that it has no CDR on it. As you would have to give up one of the primary stats, in order to get the CDR. So I did some quick calculation, as I'm going to show you right now. Really the trade-off is really worth it. I have this amulet down here, pretty good stats also. That has the max CDR on it, 8% CDR. So the trade-off really is 24% more arcane damage, or having 8% more CDR on the amulet. So I see that my cooldown reduction is 68.36%, which is pretty high. The max that I've ever really seen is around 72%. So let's see. Due to diminishing returns, the more CDR items you put on, the less that it yields each time. So let's see what happens. So I put on this max CDR on the amulet to see how much it increases on the cooldown reduction, from 68% to 70.9, which is a little over 2 seconds reduction. So I can 24% arcane damage is really a lot, and I lose this. And if I use some different amulet, I would lose the secondary effect also, which gives me another arcane damage burst from these arcane shards. So I'm pretty sure I can survive 2 additional seconds before going back into Archon. So I've chosen to keep with my Moonlight Ward here instead of an amulet like this one. Bracers, pretty standard. It's the element damage, intellect, vitality, and crit hit chance. 6% being max on this one. Ring of Royal Grandeur, kind of annoying to farm for, but it's required for this build. I got really good roll on this one, since it came with 8% CDR, which is max, and that made it so I could re-roll one of the other stats for crit hit chance, which I've done here, or crit hit damage. The orb, Triumvirate, is probably one of the best for this build, simply because it's one of the few orbs that can actually give plus arcane damage. And of course, you see I have intelligence, crit hit chance max, and CDR max. Not too often do I get one of these, so I want to make sure I don't die and keep this one. So that's basically all the gear. Let's go into the skills really quick. So improve Archon, for the pretty obvious. You want something with arcane, damage based. In terms of getting pure power, for the 4-piece Veer set, it gives me this rune, so I don't even worry about that. Since I've been Archon most of the time, I do have these damage increasing abilities here. Energy armor is more of just giving more toughness. 20% damage from magic weapon and 10% from familiar. Teleport, you basically always want to have this as a wizard in the hardcore to get out of nasty situations, because you just cannot die. I chose Cascade. You can either choose Cascade, or the most popular is Disintegrate. It doesn't really matter which one. I feel I like this one more, and does more damage. Passives, Evocation, Unstable, have to have this one for hardcore, and this one is obviously for CDR. Blur is good. It gives just passive increased toughness, and Dominance, so I can try to kill really fast and have keep the shield up most of the time. So as you can see, I'm just doing Torment 3. First of all, what I'm doing here is, if I decide to start playing killing monsters, not recommended. Hardcore, you always kind of want to play in a group in case you lag out, or you disconnect, and you want someone to kind of watch your back. So even in public games, you don't see virtually anybody playing hard in Torment 3. Most people play Torment 1. So I hope you enjoyed this video. I might make a video later to show some of the this, and then good luck, and yeah, hope you enjoy this video.